Many of my DWI clients are stopped at checkpoints, which result in citations for driving while impaired. There's a lot of case law over the years that addresses checkpoints and their legality. They've been found to be constitutional, but they have to meet certain parameters. It's up to the state to ensure that those parameters are met. In other words, it's up to the state to ensure that the checkpoint that you were stopped at was a legal checkpoint. At Rosensteel Fleischman, we fight those checkpoints, and sometimes we're able to successfully defend your DWI case based on the invalidity or the unconstitutionality of those checkpoints. If you have a checkpoint case and you've been cited with DWI, please contact my office for a full consultation. Criminal charges, even those charges that don't result in conviction, can result in big problems for you moving forward in life. It affects your ability to gain employment, have volunteer opportunities, and it can even affect your children. If you've had a criminal charge in the past and you're interested in expungement, the laws are extremely complicated and they change relatively regularly. If you're interested in the expungement process, please contact an attorney at Rosensteel Fleischman to consult.
I'm frequently asked by clients, what is the right insurance to get? Now, usually this is a question that's asked after an automobile accident, but it's always something to think about before an accident takes place, or hopefully before the next accident takes place is the right way of saying it. Typically what you need to think about is not only your own coverage, but the coverage of the person that might hit you. This is why it's important to get something called underinsured or uninsured motorist coverage. These are two very different types of coverage, and I'll discuss each of them now. Uninsured coverage is when you're hit by an individual without any insurance. North Carolina law requires insurance. It's a mandatory insurance state. The minimum insurance you have to have in North Carolina is $30,000 worth of coverage. Many people, unfortunately, are driving on the roads of North Carolina without insurance. This is why it is good to get as much insurance as possible. Uninsured coverage is actually fairly inexpensive, so I highly recommend you speak with an agent about that and get as much coverage as you can afford. Underinsured insurance is where you're hit by an individual with a limited policy and your injuries exceed the value of that individual's policy. Underinsured insurance is also inexpensive, and I highly suggest you talk to your agent or an insurance carrier about getting as much underinsured insurance as you can. If you have other questions about insurance, feel free to give me a call.
In North Carolina, there's a difference between driver's license points and insurance points. Some things that are relatively minor driving violations can result in serious insurance consequences, and things that would be relatively minor insurance issues can result in driver's license suspensions. That's why it's important that you consult with an attorney at Rosensteel Fleischman before you handle your traffic ticket.
Today I'm going to talk to you about property damage. When you're involved in an accident and you own the vehicle, you'll have two claims. The first is for the property damage, the damage to your vehicle. The second claim is for your injury. Now, in regards to the property damage, the insurance companies typically don't like to pay. Property damage is consisted of two parts. There is whether the vehicle is fixable or whether it's a total loss. North Carolina has set the bar at 75% of the value of the vehicle to determine whether a vehicle is a total loss or not. This is determined by an estimate of the damage of the vehicle compared to the value of the vehicle, or the fair market value, which is the legal term. Insurance companies will do an estimate of the damage without taking the vehicle apart. That's basically a trick where the vehicle is determined to be less than the fair market value or brought down in value so they don't have to total it out. Typically, we have to fight the insurance companies to total out a vehicle, many times because our clients don't want to be driving in a vehicle with such significant damage. We handle our property damage cases as a service to our clients without charge. To discuss your property damage claim, please call my office. Today I'm going to talk to you about property damage. Usually when people are involved in auto accidents, they own the vehicle that they're in when the accident takes place. This means when they're injured, they have two claims. The first claim is for the property damage. The second claim is for the injury itself. In terms of the property damage, the insurance company is required to pay for or fix the vehicle involved. The calculation that they're looking at is the amount of damage to the vehicle versus the value of the vehicle. For example, if the vehicle is damaged 75% of the value of the vehicle is deemed a total loss in North Carolina and the vehicle is not fixed, it is totaled out. The fair market value is then offered to the individual. Now at my office, we handle the property damage for free for our clients. We do not charge them to handle the property damage. We do this as a favor to our client. If you have any questions regarding your property damage, please feel free to give my office a call. Recently, a number of clients have been involved in very serious accidents, sustaining very bad injuries. Unfortunately, for many of those clients, the at-fault driver's insurance was a minimum limit policy. Minimum limit policy in North Carolina is $30,000. Unfortunately, $30,000 with today's medical bills doesn't cover very much. Fortunately, a lot of my clients carry underinsured motorist coverage. Underinsured motorist coverage, not to be confused with uninsured motorist coverage, is money over and above the at-fault party's insurance. So for example, if you carry $100,000 worth of underinsured motorist coverage and the at-fault party has $30,000 worth of coverage, then your insurance will step into the shoes of the at-fault party and cover over and above $30,000. Now, North Carolina follows the set-off rule, which does give a credit to any monies paid by the at-fault party to your insurance company. As you can see, that relationship between you and your insurance company can become adversarial because no insurance company wants to spend any money, regardless of who the insured is. This is why I tell my clients not to speak to any insurance company after an automobile accident. If you have questions about your case, please feel free to give me a call. Thank you.